Hi. Merry Christmas, my friends, and welcome to a NerdTube review of Avatar 2 Electric Boogaloo, also known as The Way of the Water. Okay, I just finished watching this film and I have to refer to IMDb, which is on the side of me, because there's so many characters in this movie and there's so much shit going on. But at the same time, when I'm watching this film, there's a lot of familiarity, especially to the first movie. Full spoilers ahead because that's the only way I go. So in this movie, we begin with Sully and now his family, expanded family as well, because there are people he's brought into his clan. For instance, Kiri, who was played by Sigourney Weaver in the first movie, her actual avatar is still not alive, but is still around and ends up getting pregnant. And so the girl beneath me is born from Kiri's avatar. We don't find out who the father is in this movie. The questions were asked, but they weren't answered yet. I guess we're going to be leaving that to the sequels. And also, there's a young boy. He's not in the pictures around me, but he's a boy who was born on the Avatar planet, whatever it's called, because the name escapes me. And he is the son of Colonel Quadrich. Yes, the colonel who died in the first movie, the guy who looks like Vince McMahon. That guy probably acts like Vince McMahon as well. Yes, he is living on this planet and he's been taken in by Sully. But Sully's wife, Anatiri, doesn't really like him too much because he reminds her of the evil aliens, the human beings that invaded her planet, even though Sully himself is also a human being who's now become a Navi. But unfortunately, the happiness all of this family are going through now, because Jake has had several kids with Natiri, and everything seems to be sweet. It ends very abruptly. The humans are back. Now there are some humans still on the planet who they are aligned with because they are the good humans. They are the good ones. But the bad ones, the American types, who just want to invade countries and give them their freedom and take all their resources, those ones, they're back. And this time they have resurrected some of the people from the past. You see, they've had the DNA and the info of some of the past people like Colonel Quaritch, and they put that into an actual avatar. So a Navi avatar is now the Colonel. Now he's not the original Colonel, he's a clone, but nevertheless he still has all the characteristics of his original predecessor, if you know what I mean. And he wants revenge because he finds out as things go along that Jake Sully originally killed him. And so, one of the things he wants is to get Sully. Now, it's funny in a way because in the first movie it was all about this unobtainium. But in this movie, Sully seems to be the unobtainium as well as these whales. Because there's these whales that come into play and they have something in their glands that maybe extends life or some shit like that. It's hard to say. But nevertheless, Sully and his family, they know they're going to be attacked and searched by the humans, so they decide to, uproots and go to a different part of the planet. Now, if these particular Navi tribe, which we were with in the first movie, are a representation of the Native Americans, then the other Navi tribe that Jake ends up, seeking asylum with, they are more like a representation of the Maoris, the ones to to my side here. They have this sort of Maori like tattoos. They stick their tongue out like the Maoris and stuff like that. Very similar, right? But these particular Navi people, they are different to their forest cousins. They have a different shade. So you have different races on this planet. They have their arms. They're almost fin-like, almost not completely, but different arms. They have thicker tails because they live and work in the water, and the water is their forest and all of that. And in a way, this is where the similarities begin with the first movie with Jake and now his family having to, basically learn what it means to be a Navi in this part of the world. Yeah, it's quite interesting. And then you get all those beautiful shots and scenery, and the one with nature that this sort of film kind of represents, and then the evil humans then come in and fuck everything up. Very similar to the first movie. I mean, there's a free willy element in this film as well because of the whales. They are beautiful creatures, and they wouldn't hurt a fly. Well, not a human fly, that is, but they would. They're definitely not to be fucked with. But these Navis, they've always had a linking with the animals on their planet, and this whale is like their spirit creature in this part of the world. And we're kind of Quadrich now in the body of a Navi, avatar body, and having a bloodlust for Jake, and going after his family as well, and using them as pawns in all of this. Things do come to a head eventually, and we do get a massive battle, just like we did in the first movie too. And so that's why this film is very similar to the first movie. Instead of the forest, we have the ocean, and pretty much it's that's it's like the same. There's not much difference. Obviously, there are subtle differences because this time Jake has a family, while in the previous one he didn't. But this in this particular occasion now it's his kids who are falling in love with the people from this other tribe and shit like that, and so the beats are there, and all of that. I have to say that watching this movie, and me being a tree hugger, I got a little bit emotional because god damn it is bad being a human, I swear to god. This film really makes me hate being a human being because we can be fucking assholes. We really can be. And this film really spotlights the worst traits in the human characteristics, especially those who feel like they have the right to go into other people's territories and take what they want. That entitlement you get with certain people. Now, this film was panned a little bit, and I can understand why. I didn't actually hate this movie, but I didn't love it either. But I don't think it's that bad. So if I was going to mark this movie, I'd probably give it maybe a 6.5, almost 7, but that would make me like it a bit more than I should. But I didn't really hate it. It was okay. But after 13 years of waiting for a sequel for a film that was overhyped in the first place, this one kind of feels like, once again, as I said, the similarities to the first movie. I think the hype is also another similarity to the first movie. There is nothing new to this film that the first movie didn't already offer, and even that film wasn't very original. But this film is beautiful. It really is beautiful. The animation of the characters, the special effects, the vistas, the cinematography, and the acting is very good as well. Don't get me wrong, the acting is very good. This is Sam Worthington's role. Like he hasn't been in our screens for a long time, and he's been in a few blockbusters and stuff like that. But this is his ticket. This is his meal ticket. I'm sure he's very happy to get back to it. And his performance is good as Jake Sully, and Zoe Saldana is very good. Apparently, Kate Winslet's in this movie. I had no idea who she was playing. Maybe I do, but I'm not sure. Vin Diesel is in this movie. Michelle Yeoh's in this movie. Where the fuck were they? Cliff Curtis? Who the fuck were they playing? I know they were probably playing the members of the Navy, possibly, but I couldn't tell. Nevertheless, it's an okay movie. 6.5. I don't like doing halves. I really don't. But on this occasion, I have to. 6.5 out of 10 for me. It's okay. Not terrible, but okay. And 3 hours, it's not epic, even though it's trying to be. But wow, it's good to be back in this universe, I guess. And I hope it does make some money. But I wouldn't mind a third movie. But we need to go a different direction as well, for sure. Anyway, let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to NerdTube, and leave a comment below. and have a very Merry Christmas.